Well, really, I wanted to know why you made this movie. Are you tired of the movies that are out there for teenagers? You wanted to make something that's important to you?
Well, I made it because when we were doing the bucket list and doing the press junket for the bucket list, everybody asked us, what's on your bucket list? And whenever they asked Jack Nicholson, he would say, one more great romance. And I got to thinking, I said, that's a great theme for a film. I mean, I'm getting to that point. I mean, I'm married and everything, but I know what it feels like to be at that age and hoping that, your life's not over when you're in your 60s and you looking for that one more great romance. So that became the basis for this film. And I don't think there are many, films out there, romantic films for people of our age.
How important is family to you? I mean, going back to All in the Family, I thought, cranky old man somehow, it kind of is coming back.
Well, as you get older, as you get older, you realize that family is the only thing that really matters. And so, sometimes it takes a long time to understand that. You go through life and you're so driven about trying to pursue your career and be successful. And then as you get older, you realize that family is the most important thing. So you've got this character, Orrin Little, in the film who basically has, distanced himself from his family. He's got a problematic relationship with his son who's had drug problems. He hasn't even met his granddaughter, who he finds out he has. He didn't even know he had one. And he realizes as the picture progresses that these are the most important things for him. And if he's going to have a meaningful, fulfilled life, he's going to have to reconnect with his son and make a relationship with his granddaughter. And that all happens through this relationship that he has with his neighbor, Leah, who's played by Diane Keaton.
What was your dad like at home? Of course, he was a very funny man, very famous actor and hilarious. Was he hilarious and funny at home, or was he grumpy, strict? What was your family life like?
My dad was funny. My dad is funny, and his friends are funny. I mean, his best friend is Mel Brooks, and Norman Lear would be over, and Sid Caesar, and Larry Gelbart, and Neil Simon. Some of the funniest people in the world would be in and out of our house. So. There was a lot of laughs in the house. Yeah, absolutely.
And what was the most important life lesson you learned from your dad?
The most important life lesson, again, is the importance of your family. And then from a professional standpoint is to work from an honest place in yourself. In other words, your work should be an extension of your ideas, your feelings, your thoughts. And so most of the work I've done is I've tried to find what's inside me and see if I can communicate it on film.
And besides your dad, was your mom a big influence in your life as well?
My mom was actually probably more of an influence than my father. I mean, she doesn't get the recognition, except for when Harry Met Sally, when she got to say, I'll have what she's having. That was a good thing. But no, my mother was very funny. She had a great musical ability. She was a singer. She played piano. She played guitar, ukulele. She also was a great painter. So she was very artistic and had a lot of different talents.
And what comedians at that time when you were growing up really inspired you to carry on and become an actor, a writer, director?
My favorite growing up, oddly enough, was Sid Caesar. I mean, on Show of Shows, I would marvel at how brilliant he was. I consider the greatest sketch comedian that ever lived. I mean, and I don't think anybody has come close to Sid Caesar. His ability at mime, at accents, at just his physicality, the takes that he did, the emotions he expressed. I've never seen anything like it, and he was, for me, the greatest sketch comedian of all time.
What about today, by the way? How would you define great comedy today? Who do you think is like really, really good today?
Well, I love Louis C.K. I mean, I think Louis C.K. is as good as it gets today. I mean, he is brilliantly funny. He's wonderfully observational. He's a little bit, bent, but not so much that he doesn't connect to the real experiences that we all have. And, he's an auteur. I mean, he's a writer, an actor, a director. He's a stand-up, and he incorporates his life and his experience in his work. And I don't think there is as talented a guy as Louis C.K.
I agree, by the way. He's amazing.
Yeah.
By the way, just to wrap up, we have to talk about Michael Douglas, Diane Keaton, icons, you know.
Yes.
Going to ask the most obvious question, what made working with them so special for you? And why did you cast them, by the way?
Well, with Michael Douglas, I had worked with Michael before, you know, on American President. And Michael and I go back to, one of the first acting jobs I ever had was in a movie called Summer Tree that he starred in it, that his dad's company produced. And so I've known Mikey for a long, long time, and I love working with him. He's a good friend. And Diane Keaton was like, we were dying to have her because she was so perfect for the part, and they had never worked together. These are two Academy Award winners that had never worked with each other. They both wanted to work with each other, and luckily the chemistry was incredible.